That was
So Matt, is creative expression important in a society or in a community?
Creative expression is closely linked to emotional education. I think our ability to be able to teach ourselves through experience comes, directly related and directly linked to our ability to actually, express ourselves, to creatively show those emotions outwardly through our actions, or if not through directly our words and articulated actions, then other forms such as painting, theater, metaphor style experience that will allow us to relate without actually having to articulate. And this kind of expression is absolutely necessary because I find that most people actually find it difficult to fully articulate their emotions with words. Words don't really fit emotions, and as labels they generally tend to fail. So when it comes to educating ourselves, art is the most important avenue insofar as understanding kind of the relations of our emotions to one another through these metaphors, through these expressions.
So what do you think the community would look like without the availability of such an outlet or such a tool of learning?
Well, I think that we see a culture right now with the current Western society that has in many ways kind of lost sight of the importance of art. And it is, I would say a small percentage that are actually currently engaged in utilizing art as a tool for creative expression, either through doing art or through appreciating art. And I think that what we see is a lot of psychological attitudes ending up with, commonalities of bipolar and depressive disorders, and there are a lot of very, very common issues that the average person faces in society, I think, as a result of their inability to understand themselves, because they feel the only way to express themselves is through words, not having practiced or been made aware of the other avenues of expression, either through music or theater or visual art or bending bits of wire or whatever it may be. And I think that, it's just really, really, I think, evident right now at this point that we can see with the level of art and its, priority within education and within even just the perspective of the daily household, the priority of extracurricular activities to do with art. It's just, it's not a high enough consideration, and so we see.
Do you think that that's the opinion of the everyday individual, or is that somehow sort of the super opinion of the whole society? Like, do you think everyday people just don't care?
No, I don't think that they've explored it. I just don't think that they've been exposed to it in the right environment.
Right.
I don't think it's a matter of apathy per se towards art. Everyone loves art. You put anyone in front of the Mona Lisa, art lover or not, and they will, be awestruck. They will be forced to appreciate the divinity and the beauty of a masterpiece, any masterpiece, you name it. And such is the effect of art. Like, we have an emotional experience related to meeting a piece of art.
So what benefit is that emotional experience to the community? Like in a real world example, like some of the cooperatives that you've been a part of, and how have you seen those situations make the sort of positive change you're talking about?
I've seen people self-realize elements of themselves, such as sexuality, through art. Realize and conquer their own homophobia, and come to terms with their own homosexuality through their expression, through visual art specifically. And I think that is absolutely beautiful, and some of the drawings are transcendental. You can see the movement of their realization through their art and through this expression, and through even the relation, through the looking at the art, you gain some understanding of the experience they went through in a way which couldn't be described or explained in words. It ends up being a unique experience just to meet that art and to see that bit or that part of that person's perspective, which could never be put into words because it is far too complicated. And I think that that is the case with all art, and that it will, where it is easy in a simple case like that to describe it, in more complex cases where expressions of anger or expressions of deep empathy or deep sadness or deep depression or various different personality disorders or just things from people's pasts, the art, the expression can be so pure, so unique, that the only person who has the perspective to fully understand the emotional relevance of it is the person who made it. But that's okay too, because that is also the point of the art, for that person to understand any kind of like relational, even to themselves, articulation of that emotion. It's an expression.